Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, we finally got all the parts in. We started the first part of this video and I realized I'd forgot to order one of the springs, so this time I've got it in, and you'll have to forgive me. This is the variator shaft part right here, spring. This is the one I failed to order. This one here, you can see the number. I'll list all these numbers in the description. This is the one, is the tensioner spring for this right here, so we forgot to order it. But we got the, first off, right here, the PrimaryDrive belt. There's the part number on it. We got the secondary drive belt, which goes from the variator shaft back to the transmission. So, once again, I'll list all these parts down in the description below. But we're going to go ahead and attempt to start getting these springs and stuff off. I may have to get some help at the end of the video to put that big spring back on, because it's a kind of a two-person job. But I'm gonna go ahead. I got to get this cover right here off and start taking these springs off. Let's get going. All right, we got the cover taken off, and this here's all been cleaned and painted. We got to either disconnect these wires. I'm gonna go ahead and break this right here loose. It shouldn't be too tight. I don't think that was hardly tight enough. Take this nut off, or this bolt out rather. We have to get these pulleys and stuff where we can get to this belt back here. Take this off. Okay, and this assembly should just pull right out. Let me lay the camera down. And it did, it pulled right out. You got to get this around out of your way and pull this right out here. That gives you plenty of room to get in here and work. Like I said, I may have to pull that keeper ring right there off. Maybe pull that pulley out. I ain't sure on that right there. We're gonna have to get these belts out of the way, which ain't no big deal. Okay, so we successfully got both of our springs off. I couldn't film and do that with at the same time, but I'll kind of show you here in a minute what we did. But right here lies is one of the problems. Getting this belt off this pulley. It won't clear between the pulley and the transmission, so we have to take two of these bolts completely out and loosen the third one up so you can kind of rotate this pulley around. See, this thing has no slack or no tension in it whatsoever. So I'm going to take two of these bolts out and loosen one, and I can rotate this pulley and get this belt off, get this secondary belt off. Primary belt here we'll get in a minute. It's going to be a little bit of a pain, but we'll get you something on that. Let me get up and get a wrench, and I'm going to take those bolts off. Okay, by doing this, you can see that you've allowed this pulley room to flop, and this belt, excuse the one-handed video shot, will fit right up between the rear end. So the belt's free now from that. The front end is simple. All you got to do is get it off this get a shot of it, variator shaft. You got plenty of room between here and to get all that off. But get this belt right here off. Then we're going to try to replace some of these springs. We've got to do that front belt while we're at it. But I left one bolt, as you can see, in that pulley. I may take the pulley all the way off it and sandblast and clean it up. It's got one or two places in it that's a little messed up, so we'll see what we get into there. So I got the rear pulley off and inspected it. I'm gonna probably wipe and clean it up. I don't think I'll bother sandblasting and painting it. This thing's gonna get dirty because I'm gonna use it. So it's done had a restoration, clean paint and stuff. I'm gonna use it. The pulley's in good shape. The problem, besides the springs, was this is not a genuine John Deere belt. This is probably just something from the parts store. As you can tell, it's not been making full contact with the pulley. These things, whenever got started reading about them, you want it to make, of course, like any belt, get it where the sun ain't blocking. You want the thing to get, that's a terrible shot. Anyway, you're wanting the sides to make full contact. This one, however, is not. It's been making mostly contact up near the top. It's more evident on this side right here. So anyway, we're going to get a genuine John Deere belts on this thing. The front one is the PrimaryDrive is John Deere. Secondary, as you can tell, is not. So we're going to get that and the springs on it here. Okay, we've got the belt on in place. We've got to connect this to that. Now, I've got this connected up under the frame where it goes. Well, this is probably a two-person job, and that ain't the hard one. The hard one's the big one that connects right down here that holds the tension on the variator shaft. But I'm gonna go ahead and attempt. I think I can do this one myself. Probably have to call in some help on the other one, so let's see if we can get it on here. Well, as you can see, I've got the belts on here, genuine John Deere. We got the springs reinstalled. I got my dad to come up and help me. Like I said, it's a two-person job. I'm sorry I didn't get any video footage of it, but I needed one more person to video while we was trying to put the springs on. But what we ended up doing, I put a pair of vice grips on this piece right here, and he held it from the back here, and he held it up, and I put vice grips on this, and basically you just hook those two together. That one was pretty simple. This spring here is not near as stout. This one right down here, I took a ratchet strap, hooked it in this right here, went right by the shifter, right underneath this, over the rear end. I took the ratchet strap and had it right down here where I could ratchet, went around the bottom and hooked it, so I had all the mechanism back there. And I pulled it, which kept it down pretty low on the transmission. We got it back where it was just a little bit past this. We took a hammer, took the handle, rubber handle on the hammer, and had a screwdriver through here. I hooked the screwdriver, you can probably see, there we go, the scratches. Hooked the screwdriver down that way through this and pried it back just a little over that way and pushed down with a hammer. And then while I was holding it down there, I had Dad release the ratchet strap. And it snapped right into place, but it snapped down low. Then all I had to do is take a hammer or a little hook and pull it right back up. It snapped into place. That sounds like a whole lot. I wish I could have got it on camera, but I have learned that ratchet straps they're your friend. They work like a mini come-along. I'm sure I'm not the first person to discover that, but I've been using it several times here lately. So I have started the mower back up. Everything seems fine. All this has a whole lot more. It's got some tension on it now. So that already took care of my belt slipping issue. Like I said, this pulley, it had a little old narrow belt. This one says John Deere belt, sets up flush, as you can see right here. The belt that I took off there was a little old narrow something. It was an off-brand. The front one is on. I didn't get much footage of that, but we've got genuine John Deere all the way around it now. I'm gonna go get the seat pan and stick back on it and try to get the thing back together. Of course, I can't give it a test drive. I may work on the deck a little bit in the third part of this video, but variator shaft, everything works now. I did check the part of the pulley, the variator shaft that slides side by side, side to side. Excuse me, everything works out just fine. Got the covers back on. But anyway, those springs right there, anybody that changes those, use caution, wear safety glasses, and get help. Those suckers are, that bottom one is really tough. It's a two-person job for safety. If anybody's got any suggestions, I was open to them. I've got another one up there I've got to do the same thing to later. I want to finish this project up and get it going. And I've got another one I probably got to swap rear ends in and everything. It's not an electric lift. But anyway, short video, short series. I'm sorry I didn't get much footage of putting the springs on, but like I said, took two of us to put them on and nobody to video, so that's an explanation of how they went. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe. Check back for more. We're going to have more on this mower a little later. I got some deck work to do and everything, so I'm going to go get the seat pan, get it dropped into place. Have a good day. God bless.